Hello and welcome to our small cell carcinoma image, which is part of our playlist on lung cancer. And what better way to remember small cell than, you guessed it, a small cell. Let's jump right in. First, take a look at the single bed on the wall. Since there's only a single bed, this must be a small cell, only room for one prisoner. And see the pillow in the center of the bed? You might say it is occupying a central location. This should help you remember that small cell carcinoma arises in the central chest area. You can also remember this as small is central, which has some nice alliteration to it. Now take a look toward the front of the room. This may be a small cell, but our prisoner is sharing his room with some rodents. These MYC mice should help you remember MYC oncogenes, a proliferation of which is commonly seen in small cell carcinoma. Now go back to the bed and take a look under the mattress. It looks like our prisoner is hiding some of his favorite food. Specifically, he is hiding cool chips. The phrase, cool chips, should help you remember Kolchitsky. That's because small cell carcinoma is a neoplasm of neuroendocrine Kolchitsky cells. These are small, dark blue cells, so we've made our cool chips dark blue. And since they are neuroendocrine cells, we've put all of these bags of chips in a net. A net is a recurring symbol for neuroendocrine tumors. That's because the phrase neuroendocrine tumor is often abbreviated as NET. Now take a look at the back of the room. See the prisoner's desk? It looks like the prisoner is just about to have breakfast. First, notice the grain in a chrome cup. You can remember this as chrome grain, which should help you remember that small cell carcinoma stains positive for chromogranin A. Most neuroendocrine tumors stain positive for chromogranin A, and you should remember this as a general rule. Next to the chrome grain, we have the real star of the meal, oatmeal. Small cell carcinoma is sometimes called oat cell carcinoma. This is because on histology, the cells are thought to kind of look like oats. Regardless of whether or not you see the resemblance, this bowl of oats should help you remember oat cell carcinoma. Next to the bowl of oats, we have a knife, but there's something slightly off about this knife. In fact, it's broken. This broken knife should help you remember that oat cell carcinoma is inoperable. Consequently, you have to treat it with chemotherapy and radiation. But why can't you treat it with surgery? It's because this cancer is undifferentiated and very aggressive. To help you remember the aggressive nature of this cancer, we've added an aggressive prisoner. I mean, just look at how mad this guy is. His anger issues kind of make me wonder why he got locked up. Now let's talk about some of the paraneoplastic complications of small cell. Since it's a cancer of neuroendocrine cells, dysregulation may lead to the secretion of various neuroendocrine hormones. When this happens, you get paraneoplastic syndromes. First, take a look at the AC unit on the side of the wall. This AC unit should help you remember the hormone ACTH. ACTH stimulates the secretion of cortisol, which then leads to Cushing's syndrome. Cushing's syndrome is just a collection of signs and symptoms that results from prolonged cortisol exposure. To help you remember ACTH secretion leading to Cushing's syndrome, we've put a cushion on top of the AC unit. A cushion is our recurring symbol for Cushing's syndrome. Next, take a look at the lamb in the middle of the room. This may be a small cell, but I guess we have room for an animal. And now we can see why our prisoner is so mad. The lamb is eating his prized ice cream. And trust me, prisoners don't get ice cream very often. This lamb should help you remember Lambert-Eaton myasthenic syndrome. Lambert-Eaton syndrome is an autoimmune disease in which antibodies attack presynaptic calcium channels. To help you remember this, the lamb's tongue is forked and kind of looks like an antibody. And the ice cream is not just any ice cream. It's Calci-Yum ice cream, which should help you remember presynaptic calcium channels. Next, take a look at the sponge next to the lamb. It looks like it's almost bath time for this little guy. This squeezed sponge is our recurring symbol for antidiuretic hormone, also known as ADH. ADH is responsible for water reabsorption in the kidney, and just like ADH, our squeezed sponge here reabsorbs water. Additionally, ADH also causes vasoconstriction, which is why our sponge here is constricted in the middle. ADH is also known as vasopressin, by the way, which is a nod to its vasoconstricting function. Anyway, when excess ADH is produced, SIADH may occur. SIADH stands for Syndrome of Inappropriate Antidiuretic Hormone Secretion, and it is often seen in small cell lung cancer. Finally, see the potted plant next to the wall? The plant inside looks a little bit like a neuron, doesn't it? And the chains holding the plant up are Y-shaped, like an antibody. That's because small cell carcinoma may also lead to antibodies against neurons. When this happens, patients may experience a paraneoplastic myelitis or encephalitis. Specifically, These antibodies are known as anti-WHO antibodies. And to help you remember this, we've put a wanted poster next to the plant. You can remember this as a WHO wanted poster. Our prisoner is clearly pretty proud of whatever he did to get locked up. And that's it for small cell carcinoma. This is one of the more important types of lung cancer. As you can tell, there are lots of different paraneoplastic syndromes that make for good test questions. Just remember the small cell though, and you'll be more than fine. Now let's check out some of the non-small cell lung cancers. Onward.